Young World, LOD321, LOD versus the Internet. If you follow my channel, you probably heard me say before that there are only really two classes of people in the world. You're either with the people that run the world or you're with the people that live in the world. Everything in between is middle class, lower class, upper class. All that stuff is a smokescreen. It's all just for mental programming and to make you feel like you're a part of one thing or another. Me personally, this is why I feel like I'm above racism and all these other divide and conquer tools. Of course, racism exists. I'm not saying it don't exist, but for me personally, I try to think above all the tools they put out for divide and conquer. Because while you're sitting there thinking about a nigger or a cracker or a spick or a homosexual or abortion or some other bullshit that don't matter, this is the stuff that they really don't want you thinking about. They want you thinking about anything besides what's really going on in the fucking world. Because while you're going to work every day, putting all your time into your job, then you got to go home and sleep. You got to deal with your kids. You got other responsibilities. So how much free time do you really have to yourself, which is not much after you work and everything else? While you're doing all that just to barely get by for a lot of people. Meanwhile, these 8 motherfuckers are richer than 3.6 billion people combined. 8 men are richer than 3.6 billion people. I'm gonna read this article. I'm just gonna paraphrase it. I'm not gonna read the whole entire thing. I'm gonna just point out the things that you should know. It says 8 men now control as much wealth as the world's poorest 3.6 billion people, according to a new report from Oxfam International. These men are Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Carlos Slim, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Amancio Ortega, Larry Ellison, and Michael Bloomberg, are collectively worth $426 billion, the anti-poverty group said on Sunday. Such dramatic inequality is trapping millions in poverty, fracturing our societies, and poisoning our politics, said Paul O'Brien, Oxfam America's Vice President for Policy and Campaigns. The Oxfam report said that the richest 1% has owned more wealth than the rest of the planet since 2015. In the US, the richest 1% control 42% of the wealth. You hear that? 1% has owned more wealth than the rest of the planet since 2015. The report said that 7 out of 10 people live in a country where inequality has worsened over the past 3 decades. And over the past 25 years, the top 1% has gained more income than the bottom 50% put together. There is also a big gender disparity. Of the 1,810 $10 billionaires around the world, 89% are men. And the most ridiculous thing about this whole article is that none of these men on here are really the richest men in the world, and none of these men really run the world. Think about that.